my MMA UK. Right, and we live. I'm Glenn Williams, also known as Glenn the Sledge Williams from MMA UK. And today I'm joined by Mark, the Hand of God, Godbeer. How are you, Mark, mate? You good?
Oh, yeah, mate. I'm real good, yeah. Better now. Everything seems to be opening back up. The gyms are moving forward. I'm allowed to do, pros are allowed to spar now and stuff. So, yeah, it's been all right. Been a bit of a dark hole for the last couple of months, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I'm struggling myself.
Yeah, training's like my savior. Do you know what I mean?
I'm exactly
without my
the same.
training, there's two ways I can go without my training, and I don't generally go the fucking best way.
I'm exactly the same, mate. Exactly the same. I think I'm gonna have a few beers after this now, to be honest. Though. Right, where do you train then? Have you got an affiliate fight team now, or?
Yeah, well, like obviously I train home here. Obviously I've transitioned at the moment over from MMA to bare knuckle boxing. I'm making a few, big waves in bare knuckle boxing at the moment, so I tend to concentrate on that. My boxing coach home here is Dean Lewis of Western Warriors and Western Supermare. But I'm also a part of Phuket Top Team. I'm a sponsored fighter of Phuket Top Team out in Thailand as well.
Yeah.
So I spend a lot of time out in Thailand. Thailand's like my second home. So but yeah, between Dean's and Phuket Top Team, So at the moment, if I'm honest,
I'm going to Thailand. I'm going to Thailand in February. I'm torn between Tiger Muay Thai and Top Team at the moment, so we'll see how it goes a bit closer at the time.
Yeah, both good gyms, mate. My opinion on that is try both and see where you fit in. Same as any gym. Some people fit in here, some people fit in there. So yeah,
I might even do a week each. I might do a week at Tiger and a week at Top. You know what I mean? And just go from there because they're both quite contrasting styles, aren't they?
Yeah, that's but obviously, another Welsh boy, it was my coach. He coached me all the way through my camp when I won the Valor tournament. Marley Swindles?
Yeah,
he was a half-decent MMA fighter back in the day on the UK circuit. But,
I don't know Marley very well. I don't know Marley very well. Obviously, I know who he is because he's one of the OGs in that MMA. But as soon as I told my coach that I'm interviewing you, first thing he said, he's good mates with Marley. He is. So I've gone, I'm glad you mentioned him, so that's out the way. So, obviously you said you're transitioning now from MMA, to bare knuckle. So what promotion have you signed with then?
So, this is, obviously I was with Valor. I've done one fight with BKB, the British one. I fought one of their top guys, the heavyweight, Mickey Parker. I won the British title for that. At the time, I was still signed with ACA, so I had to get my fight out of the way. So I couldn't tie in contracts for BKB then. The deal was I fought for them, wasn't tied in with contracts. But then obviously this Valor opportunity come up, this 4-man tournament, me, Jack May, Sokaju, Mighty Mo. I went away to Thailand, trained for that, smashed that tournament, won the world heavyweight title in that. And then I did sign with Valor, but obviously, Valor's been really good to me. I think they've come, obviously a new promotion that they've come across a few teething problems, maybe a bit of funding or something like that. So they were really good. They released me from my contract because they couldn't get me a fight there and then, and they knew it wasn't fair to hold me. So, props to them for doing that. And
does that mean now you're free to fight anywhere else? If you need to fight the next 2 weeks?
Yeah, mate. So then, what happened then? I was in deals with BKFC, and the fight had got released, and everything to fight for pretty much the #1 spot in bare knuckle boxing, really, against Joey Beltran for the BKFC heavyweight title. But as it stands, mate, the fight's off because it's out of my hands. It's out of Joey's hands. I can't get to the US. It's good now because it seems like the whole of Europe seems to be opening up now. So hopefully fight shows follow. But the US, I can't see me getting there this year, mate. They're being really tight on letting any international flights. They've stopped all flights, and there don't seem to be an end in sight. And I know BKFC are moving forward. That they're putting on shows and stuff with no crowds, so pay-per-view shows like the UFC, but it's all American-based fighters, because they're not letting international fighters come in. So
no, they're not giving visas, are they? So
yeah, and do you know what? I'm a fighter myself. I can't blame someone like Joey Beltran moving forward and taking other fights. If I ain't available to fight, mate, I can't expect them to sit on the fence waiting for me. And after all, he is the champion of that organisation, so it's not like I can call the shots.
Yeah. You know so, Mark, a question just come up with there now. A question just come up. I hope you don't mind me asking. Which is the better pay, bare knuckle or MMA? Which do you prefer the pay structure?
What, the pay structure?
Yeah. What do you make more money, bare knuckle or MMA?
I've made more money in bare knuckle in the last 12 months than pretty much, if I'm honest, pretty much freaking most of my fucking fight career.
What, including your tournament?
I don't want to go. I don't want to go releasing what I won because obviously those details.
Taxman's not watching. Fuck the taxman. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, but yeah, that tournament I've done all right in. Bare knuckle seems to be good, and but let's put it this way: that tournament was good money. It was good money. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be big-headed or anything like that. I fucking earned that, so I can, I've done all right in that tournament. But the contracts I'm sort of getting with bare knuckle now is UFC standard money, so it's good. Jeez. Yeah. And all I've got to concentrate is. I just got to concentrate on my hands. That's it. There's no elbows, the training's just hard, but I just concentrate on my hands, man. Okay. So,
I can't fault you.
That's my best thing, my fucking hands.
So while we're on the subject, then I've sort of dived into how UFC treat people. What was it like when you were 2 fights there? How did they treat you? If you don't mind talking about it.
No, obviously I don't ever want to burn bridges because obviously because you never know. I might get an opportunity to rise up with the UFC and that again, But the UFC treated me well. Really good company. A really good, really good platform. You get there on the day. They give you what you call a per diem. So you get there on the Wednesday. They give you like say $120 a day for your food and like the whole time that fight week. You don't put your hand in your pocket. They're really, really professional, really look after you. I've got no qualms with the UFC or whatever. I did actually ask to leave the UFC. I wasn't cut from the UFC. I was asked for them to cut me. And it wasn't because I had any personal issues with the UFC, but I felt like at the time, obviously because the UFC is so big now and I wasn't like I didn't build my way up to like a top tier fighter. I was thinking to myself, but I'm 37 in a couple of months. I'm thinking I've got a couple of years left in me fighting. Realistically, I've probably got maybe 2 or 3 years of competitive, high-level fighting left. So I wanted to become more of a prize fighter. It was more myself. I wanted to become one of these guys who's like, do you know what? I want to train, but also I don't want to be owned because if someone says to me next week, right, there's a bare knuckle fight, X amount of money next week, do you want to take it? Boom, yeah, fucking right, let's do it. And then vice versa, like, next week there's an MMA fight, or maybe a bit longer than a week with MMA because obviously I've got to train my ground and stuff. But I just didn't want to have that aspect of being controlled. I understand it does come with it, with being involved in contracts and stuff like that. But at that precise moment of time, I felt like I wanted to go on the road a bit and travel the world and fight in different places all around the world. And I've actually done all right since leaving the UFC. I've done done all right, mate. You know, and bare knuckle seems to fucking suit me as well. So that's where I'm at the moment, you know.
How was they when you asked to leave them? Was they surprised or was they happy? Did they mind? No. How was they?
Oh, well, I was with my management company at the time, and to be honest with you, I was the one that turned around and said to my manager, I said, look, I don't want to be in the UFC anymore. And he's like, what? I said, I don't want to be in the UFC anymore. He's like, why not? Why not? He said, think about this. You've worked your ass off. You've worked your whole life to be in the UFC. And I was just like, I want to be owned. I don't want to be fucking every 6 weeks. I don't want to be signing into my phone and telling them where I'm going to be for 6 weeks constantly, tell them where I've got to be every single day, for 12 weeks at a time, tell them where I've got to be. And if I'm not in that place, I have to go onto my phone app. Oh, shit, I've took the kids out for the day today, but I better tell the UFC where I'm to. You know what I mean? It's like, and then like,
I couldn't do that.
Don't get me wrong, I was drug tested 12 times, 13 times with the UFC. 13 times I was drug tested. Most of them were random drug tests as well. So there wasn't an issue where, you know, I was taking steroids or anything like that, but it was just the whole process of, I'd have my kids, like once every fortnight I'd have my kids, I'd be just taking them out for a day to the beach, and then I'd have this guy fucking, are you Mark Godbeer? And like some fucking scientist banging on my door whilst my kids are in the front room screaming their heads off, waiting for me for 2 hours whilst he's looking over my shoulder in my own house whilst I'm pissing down the toilet. And do you know what? I just thought to myself, I actually thought to myself, I thought, do you know what? I spent 12 years of my life doing this so I didn't have to conform to the system. So I can prove to everyone that basically I can make a career out of something that I've chose to do, not because I've had to. You know what I mean? Getting up, doing the whole get up at fucking 6 o'clock, come home at 6 o'clock, watch EastEnders, go bed, eat tea. I didn't want the normal life. But then when I signed with the UFC, I almost felt like I was a bigger conformist signing with them as what I was fucking getting up at 6 o'clock and coming home at 6 o'clock every day in an everyday job. You know what I mean? So it's something I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to. And like I said, I got no issues with UFC and that. And I knew what I was getting into when I signed it. But it wasn't until I signed the contract and that, and I was just like, do you know what? I'm fucking owned, man. You know, I don't want to be owned.
I
not
don't
to
blame
that
you.
degree. You know what I mean? I understand with the contracts and stuff. You know, every fight I do, or every, you know, if I sign with, you know, BKFC and I get free fight contract. Yeah, that's fair enough. But they don't delve into my personal life. They don't delve in. They don't want to know where I'm to every. And I understand the whole aspect of, you know, with the steroids and stuff like that, and performance enhancing drugs is almost what you've got to do to counteract all of that. But it was more personal to me than anything, and I was just like I said, my kids waiting in the front room screaming their heads off to go out, and I've got some guy that I don't even know, freaking, with my piss samples all over the side, freaking looking over my shoulder.
My boy would want to come in and piss with me. He'd be, move over, Dad, let me piss as well. Come on.
I know,
right,
like,
sure.
I know what people. I don't know what people's views would be on you know, my views on that, but that's my views, and I understand everyone's got other opinions and they're entitled to them. But like, yeah, you know, I couldn't be owned to that degree. That was why I didn't want to be in the UFC, you know.
So there's a good question that's come up there now. All right, the pay is just as good, but how does bare knuckle affect your hands? Because I see these boys hitting each other, and it makes me wince.
So look, on this hand here, let me see.
So look, I can't see it.
I've literally got, look, I've got these two knuckles.
Oh, fucking hell! I was looking for a scar.
That's it. That was Mighty Mo's head. That one. He's got a big head. That fucker. I caught him with a left hook, and I just felt
mine are fairly up like my hands.
Yeah, my hands just popped like so. Yeah, you know, my advice for bare knuckle. If you're looking at it as a long-term career, it's not going to be a long-term career.
No.
This is why I think you get a lot of MMA fighters have sort of had a long career in MMA, and then they turn over to bare knuckle, because it's one of those things. you want to do it because you can put it on a tick list, but it's something where you haven't got to worry. Fuck, if I fuck like now, I'm at the stage of my career. If I fuck my hands out, I can't fight again. I've been there, done that. I've done my fighting. So this is sort of like an end of line. I'm coming to like I said, I'm coming to the end of my career, so it's like an end of the line thing for me. And I'm not gonna lie, like it does fuck your hands up. Like I've broke my hands. I've had 4 bare knuckle now, and I've broke my hands 1, 2, 3 times. So I'm 18 stone guy. You know what I mean? I'm a 260 pound guy. So when you sort of punch someone and connect bone on bone, something's got to give, isn't it? So
question for you. Now, so you mentioned earlier that you know the Welsh guys and you're used to the accent. So I believe you sparred with a good friend of mine, Garant Hill. You know, Big Gay.
Yeah, Garant. Yeah, he's a good lad, man. He's a good lad.
Just signed the pro. So he's just signed pro Bareknuckle. Did you know that?
Yeah, is it with BKBTM?
I'm not sure, but I know I think it's BKB.
Think it is, yeah, BKB. I think he'll do well, mate. He's, you know, Garrett's one of those boys. He's a Welsh boy, isn't he? He's tough. He's a challenge for anyone. He's just going to be there, and you're gonna, no matter who he fights, win, lose or draw, you're going to get a fight with Garrett. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's one of those sort of guys, isn't he? You know, he's a tough guy. He doesn't give a fuck. He'll fight anyone. Like exactly. He's a proper fighter. I like him. He's a cool guy.
So I interviewed Mark Hunt last week, and he's turned into Bareknuckle. Apparently, he said if the money's right. Would you ever take a fight with Mark Hunt?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not joking. I would fight any man on the planet. If the contract's right, I will fight any man on the planet. Any style, kickboxing, MMA, bare knuckle or boxing, I will fight any man on the planet as long as I'm a fighter, mate. You know, when you get these people say, oh yeah, I'm not going to take that fight because I'm not ready for this, not ready for that. Like, I've gone past that stage. I'm a veteran. I can't say I'm not ready for this guy or I'm not ready for that guy. I've been doing this been pro for like 11 years now. So like I've been there, I've seen it, I've fought the best, and I still would. So yeah, of course I would. I think that'd be it would be an honour to fight someone like Mark Hunt in Bareknuckle. It really would. Like, it'd be an absolute fucking honour, mate. Yeah.
On that note, who would be your dream opponent? Who would you love to fight Bareknuckle?
God. I would say Tyson, but fucking everyone's jumped on that lately, isn't it? It's got a bit boring.
Fuck this, I don't want him anymore.
Imagine that. Imagine this. Okay. So I know it sounds far out, but we've all got dreams and shit. You know what I mean? But imagine this. Like, this is the way I see it. You can't call yourself the true Gypsy King if you're not a bare knuckle boxing champion, because the true Gypsy Kings are bare knuckle boxing champions, not glove box champions.
Oh, somebody tag him. Let's get him on.
Let's go. True story now. And like, you know, if you got Gypsy roots in your blood, then you know what I'm talking about. You know, the true Gypsy King isn't a glove boxer. The true Gypsy Kings are bare knuckle boxers. So,
well, I'll never be called a gypsy because I won't be fighting bare knuckle, that's for sure. So anyway, so back to where you said you was 260 pounds, you're heavyweight, yeah? There's not many heavyweights around. So what do you do for sparring? Do you travel far? You know, what's your go-to then for sparring?
It's do you know what? I think with the boxing, I generally get a better sparring. Obviously, because even though I'm a bit bigger, I keep my power down a bit. And I spar the sort of smaller guys because they you know, any guy from sort of middleweight up carries the power, but they also beat you on speed and movement and stuff. So what I tend to do is anyone from middleweight up, I'll spar with, you know, and I find I get better sparring from the slightly smaller guys because 9 times out of 10 they're generally a lot fitter. They move faster, but they still hit. So. I think the good thing is in the UK, boxing wise, especially like the southwest of England, like I can pretty much get sparring partners at a drop of a hat. MMA wise, I have to literally travel the world to get decent training, decent sparring. But I can pretty much do all my sparring and training based home here, which is nice. Which is another thing I like about doing the boxing. You know, the UK, Wales, you know, south of England, London. Within an hour or 2 hours drive, you got some of the best guys in the world boxing wise. You know, there is really some good. We're you know, we're dominating the heavyweight scene on boxing at the moment. So so I don't see it as an issue with the training and sparring partners in the UK.
There's more and more.
I sparred with John Phillips my last camp, I believe, or a camp for. Man, that guy hits hard, doesn't he?
I've never sparred with him, but I have been told.
He hit me, boom. I'd done the chicken dance a bit, and I thought, right, even though he's smaller, keep your fucking hands up. You know what I mean? The guy fucking bangs.
Oh, he fucking is. Fair play to him.
I
find there's more and more heavyweights turning from rugby to MMA in Wales now. I mean, there was hardly any about before. Now there's loads of us. I mean, I'm a light heavyweight. There's a lot more heavyweights about now. But so anyway, we covered that. So what are your plans next then? Would you go back to MMA while you're waiting for a bare knuckle, or are you just keeping your options open?
If you see my post I just put up on my Facebook, and if there's anyone listening to this, if the offer's sensible, I'll fight any star at the moment. I'm dying to fight, and I need to fight. I need to stay active. So if there's anyone's got any kickboxing shows, any bare knuckle shows, any MMA shows, I'll fight any star at the moment. But the offer's got to be right, because obviously I don't do this as a hobby. This is my full-time job. So, you know, no stupid offers, so to speak. You know what I mean? I got kids to feed. So anyone that's looking for someone to fight a heavyweight, like I said, as long as I got a little bit of notice, depending on the style, boxing off, I'll jump in next week. MMA or kickboxing or something. I've got to transition a little bit. So,
at least this is one thing social media is good for. With all the negative shit social media is good for, this is good about putting your name out there and getting people to phone you. So,
mate, social media's done my head in lately. I've had to deactivate it and that, you know, because it fucking pickles my brain. Everyone's hating everyone at the moment, isn't they?
Mate, I can't keep my mouth shut. If I see somebody talking shit, I'll call them up. I can't help it. I am honest to God. So I've covered everything for me, mate. I wanted to speak about UFC and your next move, and that's about it. So where can people find you on social media if they want to get hold of you? Is there any way they can get? I've minimised my social media just down to one platform now, because like I said, it started doing my head in, and I spend more time on fucking social media than what I do in real life, you know. So I've just got my personal Facebook, Mark Godbeer personal Facebook. It is pretty much full with you know, because you only get a certain amount of friends on there, but it's all open. Everything's open on my Facebook. You can comment on it. It's all open. So if anyone wants to follow me, they can follow me on that. You know, all you got to do is hit the follow button, follow me, and like I said, you can still interact with all my posts and stuff. So just Mark Godbeer at the moment, mate. Just being me at the moment. So it's direct to you. You haven't got no management company anymore. They message you, no management company. No
management company anymore, mate. No. After 12 years of being in the game, I realised that they're all the same and they're all just after fucking money. I'm happy. I'm happy dealing direct with promoters. I'm like, yeah, how much are you gonna pay me? Yeah, I'm gonna pay you this much. I'm like, yeah, that do. Send me the contract. Fucking job done. What do I need a manager? I don't need a manager for that, do I?
On a personal note, if you're ever in South Wales and fancy some MMA sparring, hit me up and we'll sort it out, mate. Other than that,
yeah, mate, that'd be cool. Yeah, sweet.
Other than that, thank you very much for coming on and taking the time out, mate. And Mark,
cheers, man.
I'll catch up with you soon.
Okay, my man.